Hey, welcome everybody, Sportsbook Review. It's Tuesday, November 29th. I am back again with Scott Carter, unfortunately for me, in the studio. And we're talking once again with Dana Lane out in Las Vegas. That's right, this is the PuckHeads. And guys, all right, it's time to turn things around. Turkey Day is over. No more excuses for anything. I use excuses when I eat a ton of turkey for different things, but I'll talk to you about that
next
later
time,
on.
cook the turkey. Yeah.
Well, that is definitely a good tip right there. All right, first and foremost, guys, I hope everybody had a safe and happy holiday with the family, because that is above all. With that being said, Dana, let's start off with you. All right, let's throw the record up. And guys, it's time absolutely to turn this thing on. I've got 6 games in. Some requests came aboard from Twitter and some comments. And my last game, I had the Flyers on the regular money line, and they did absolutely well. I think it was a 4-0 shutout. But I'm 4-2. I'm hitting 67% plus 3.90 units. So I'm stepping up the game. I got a big pick for today, but I got faith in my buddies here, both Scotty in the studio and Dana Lane out in Las Vegas. Where, Dana, I understand now you guys got a professional team. What's the name of the franchise?
Well, Mike, the name of the franchise is going to be the Vegas Golden Knights. And so there was a huge crowd out there last week for the unveiling, and there was probably 5,000 people out there, and rumor had it they had to turn away a couple other thousand. It was the biggest conglomeration of people for a naming event, according to Gary Bettman. So we're very proud of what we've done so far.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Scott Carter, what's your thoughts on that name? And
I like it.
Yep.
It's a good logo. At least I don't know about the uniform, but the logo, I like it. It's kind of cool. It's nothing.
It really does. It gets the fans involved. I remember, there was other franchises, and you could write in your thoughts on your request on what you liked. What's a cool name? And at the end of the day, it comes down to action on ice, and it comes down to cash and tickets. So with that being said, let's jump right into this. Dana, give us one of your picks. I don't know how many you got today, but let's see what's inside of that mind of yours and how you can help the viewers cash an NHL ticket tonight.
Well, what we're going to do, Mike, because obviously our record's not where we want it to be on the videos. So what we're going to do is we need to take things easy. And one of the worst things that anybody that has a poor record does is dig themselves another hole by playing 4 or 5 games. And by the time you even get to Thanksgiving, you don't have a bankroll left. So let's take it a little bit easy. We're gonna have one game, and we're gonna try to chip away at this deficit until we get to a point where we're comfortable in playing multiple games. And tonight we're going to Joe Louis Arena, where Detroit and Dallas get together. And normally I would have nothing to do with the Detroit Red Wings. If you followed me here and on my write-ups, I'm very anti-Detroit. In fact, I
remember last year the same thing. Yeah.
By the end of the year, Mike, I think they might be, one of the worst teams in the league. But here we're at a point where they're only 3 points out of a wild card and 5 points out of that 3rd spot in the Atlantic. And I think this is an excellent opportunity for them to attempt to turn this around. And one of the differences here is their ability to carry the puck and win face-off battles. And Detroit is horrible, or Dallas is horrible in both of those categories. And I think Detroit has a real chance to carry the pace of play tonight. If you're matching these two teams up line for line, certainly Zetterberg and Franz Nielsen and Dylan Larkin, to me, have an advantage over Sagan and Faxa and Spezza in the ability to carry the puck. So the best line that we found out there, Mike, is minus $1.31. We're going to take the Wings, minus $1.31, and throw 10 units on it.
10 units. Woo, stacking. I like it. Okay, Detroit minus 131. And with that being said, what you were referring to, and I like that because that shows nothing but a sign and literally a plan of discipline. All right, because when guys start chasing with multiple picks, that chase leads down one highway, and it's called Broke Highway. And that's, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'd be a liar to say I didn't travel that highway on several occasions. All right, it was part of banging my head against the wall until I finally said no more, just absolutely no more, because at the end of the day, I knew there was a slice of this pie in this business I could get if I stayed disciplined. So I like the way you worded that. Detroit minus 131, 10 units. Dana Lane said that with confidence. All right, Scotty Carter, it's time for you to let us know what you're thinking about and who you think has an edge tonight.
Well, I'm on the same game, and I'm going to take the over on that game, minus 110, plus 110. I got the line at this morning.
Plus 110 over. Is it 5 or 5.5?
5.5. 5.5.
Okay. Plus 110, getting a little bit extra from the bookie.
A little bit of juice there, and a couple injuries in Detroit. Last game they played out against Montreal, so I think they're a little bit shorthanded on the defensive side, and they're going. Dallas played last night, and I hate the Dallas goaltending. So
Yeah.
I'm going to think it's going to be like a 4-3 type of game again, like they did last night in St.
Okay,
Louis. So
pulling a
my first
totals
game.
low
Yeah.
shack. I like it. Like the breakdown.
Totals low shack.
All right, Dana, do you have another one for us, or are you going to sit
one.
with the one call?
No, we're going to sit with the one call until we get back to a
Like
level where we're more comfortable with. But the one thing, as far as injuries are concerned, yes, absolutely, Detroit has a ton of injuries, but so does Dallas, and they match up pretty well in those areas. Also, remember tonight that Tomas Jurko is coming back for Detroit as well, and that's not going to push you over the edge offensively, but that certainly is going to give you some more depth.
Okay, I like that.
And
Both
also,
of you.
we got our first coaching casualty, coaching casualty, right? The Florida Panthers.
Yeah, well, before you
Coach.
jump into that, I'm going to get to my first pick.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
And I'm jumping right into that game.
the one.
Okay, bottom line, baby. I love this play, and I love it on the puck line. I'm going with Chicago because this team is a mess, Florida. Coaching, front office, players, talent. This team is an absolute mess. And the old saying, kick them when they're down. This team is down, and guess what? They ain't coming up for any time soon. I'm telling you
You
right
don't think
now.
the coach is going to make the difference?
No,
Get
not
that extra
overnight.
pump?
Hell no,
You don't
not
think
against
so?
this team. They're going to get their asses handed to them, Scotty Carter. I'm
right.
telling you right now.
a
I
tough
am
one.
all over this. Patrick Kane will feast on this team. All right, I love it. All right, he's got 23 points so far on the year. Kane is starting to get into that groove. And again, buddy, Florida is down, and you got to kick them when they're down, because when you have a locker room that did not buy what the coach was selling, all right, they're certainly not going to jump on board on the new coach. I don't care if it was Bobby Clark or Bernie Perrant walking into the room, because they're two of my best favorite players. From
Remember Pittsburgh
back in
last
the
year,
day.
though, right? They fired their coach
I know,
and went on
I
an
know,
amazing run.
but
May
you're-
not happen right away.
They're going into
but it might.
Chicago. They're
We'll see.
going into Chicago to Chi-Town. They're going to get feasted. There's an extra Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm saying that with confidence. At 5 dimes, I got it plus 220.
Good.
So that's my one and
That's a
only
good
pick. I'm going to continue the momentum. I like it. On the puck line, Chicago plus 220. With that being said, sounds like you've got a call on that, and sounds like it might be on a total or a...
No, I got two more plays, though, real quick. I'm going to put it out
Take your
there
time,
right
buddy.
now. I got
I
the
can't wait to
Rangers.
get you the hell out of here. But
Rangers at home.
All right.
The puck line at plus 155.
oh yeah, that was okay. Plus
Okay,
155.
They're due. They got shut out at home, I guess, on Sunday,
Yep.
2-0, or that was just horrible. And I think they're going to come out.
Scotty,
tonight and
did
just
you
rock
do any
and roll it.
research on this?
Rock
Because I did, and this is really cool. When they get shut out, not necessarily
why.
just at home,
Yeah.
this is one of the best bounce back teams in
Yeah,
hockey. All right, and
absolutely.
that's a proven trend. And I'm not a trend guy, but I like that input.
AV
Yeah.
was my coach in Vancouver for years, right?
Okay.
And he's a great coach, motivating
Gotcha.
coach. I think he's the best coach in the NHL.
All right.
One of the best.
What
anyway.
else do you got?
Last
Because
one.
we gotta wrap it up.
Last one before we wrap it up. Okay, big game, big road trip for the Toronto Maple Leafs across Western Canada. They're playing in Edmonton tonight. We have maybe the top 3 best rookies in the NHL.
Okay, this is true. They are absolutely
Marner,
They're dialed
Alston
in.
Matthews, and McDavid. Last
Some of
time
their teammates said that these guys have a mind like a veteran of 10 years in the league, and that's the true quote. So that speaks volumes.
And
to
here's
me.
my thinking on this one, okay? Last time they played a month ago or so in Toronto,
Yeah.
right? Everybody was touting all the rookies playing in Toronto.
Yes, yes.
They didn't get 1 point, I don't believe, any of those 3.
Wow.
It was a 3-2 final.
Okay.
Tonight, they're going to turn that around. It's
Wow.
going to be like a 4-3, 5-4 kind of game. It's going to go way over.
Okay.
I got the over at minus 110 only. But
Toronto
it's not too much
over
juice.
minus 110, and it's 5.5.
Yeah.
I like the breakdown. I like the thinking. And again, those quotes I heard, that speaks volumes.
Remember, follow
to
me on Canuck Carter
Yeah.
on Twitter again.
At Canuck Carter, and also for Dana Lane at Dana Lane Sports.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're running behind. We got to wrap it up. Hey Dana, we'll talk to you on Thursday. Thanks again for the breakdown. Let's get it done. Take care of your family out there in Vegas. Scott Carter, as I always say, can't wait to get you the hell out of the studio. All right, guys, tune into the next PuckHeads show. Brenner's going to keep the momentum going, and guess what? Dana Lane and Scott Carter, they're going to pick it up.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.